Good afternoon. Thank you for being seated. Welcome to Diamond Bar High School's Wellness Center's first TED Talk event. My name is Mrs. Davis, and I am the Wellness Center Program Coordinator, as well as the co-teacher for the Peer Counseling Program here at DBHS. Every semester, the Wellness Center organizes and hosts some type of wellness activity or event for our campus that targets and promotes the importance of being proactive about one's wellness choices. As we were brainstorming this semester's wellness campaign, we thought we'd try something a little bit different. Perhaps some of you were not aware of what or how TED Talks came about. TED is actually an acronym for Technology, Entertainment, and Design, and is a media organization which posts talks online for free distribution under the slogan, Ideas Worth Spreading. Initially, the speakers were from fields of expertise behind the acronym TED, but during the 1990s, the roster of presenters broadened to include scientists, philosophers, musicians, religious leaders, and many, many more. Now today, it is including your DBHS peers. Today, our TED Talk speakers auditioned to be a part of this unique platform and opportunity to share their personal story, their passion, and their wellness message with you all. No doubt you can all understand that it takes a tremendous amount of courage to get up in front of your peers and how nerve-wracking that can be. So to perform this type of public speaking, I am inviting all of you today to be the most courteous, supportive, and respectful and attentive audience ever. It is our genuine pleasure that you will our genuine hope that you will not only enjoy today's talks, but you will leave having learned something new, be inspired, thinking about your world a little bit differently than when you first started. So, it is now my great pleasure to introduce to you our very first speaker for 5th period, Rajvir. Dua.
Hello. My name is Rajvir. Dua. Breathe. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. Hello. My name is Rajvir Dua. Whoa. I still can't believe I'm able to do that. Believe it or not, a few years ago, even a few months ago, I wouldn't be able to talk to one stranger, let alone the hundreds before me today. Such a simple thing to say your name. It may seem so now, but I assure you, it wasn't always this easy. I've always been this way. Smart, that is. Top of the class since preschool. My teachers filled my delighted mother's ears with praise. Your son is incredibly talented. In all my years of teaching, I have never had one student as bright as your son. It just always came so easy for me. There was only one problem. You see, from 8 a.m. to 10:30, I was the perfect student. I'd finish my math worksheets with ease, usually 4th or 5th grade ones. I was reading novels that were difficult to most middle schoolers. I was in 2nd grade. But then the clock struck 10:30, and I entered a new world. The world of recess. Countless days of me sitting alone, crying on the swing sets. You see, recess had the effect of splitting the boys and the girls. And there always seemed to be an odd number of boys. And even when there wasn't, a certain Jamie had a way of making it so. So who better kick out than the weird-looking boy? The animal. The one with a bun on his head. So as the other boys played soccer and basketball and tag, I sat alone on the swing sets, or the concrete floor, or the sidewalk. But it wasn't so bad. You see, sitting alone gave me a chance to gather my thoughts, read more books, and I was never shy to talk to myself. Soon, 2nd grade passed to 3rd. Nothing changed. Then came 4th grade. I grew so quiet now that I began to forget the sound of my own voice. 5th grade soon passed to 6th, and I was excited for the new opportunity. Chaparral Middle School. A fresh start. Over 1,000 students. Surely I would fit in, right? Nope. Truth is, I did find a couple friends, and I began by sitting with them. However, as the days went along, a 3-man group slowly dwindled down to 2, and within a few months, I was sitting alone again. Despite the change in scenery, I still got straight A's with ease, and didn't mind the loneliness. That was soon to change. Towards the end of the year, I reluctantly agreed to go to a sleepaway camp at Lake Arrowhead. Being the first time away from my parents, I thought the camp would be new and exciting. And it was. For the first 3 days, I had a great time, ate great food, and met amazing people. At the camp, I felt like an active part of a group. I felt like I belonged, and I was loving it. Then it happened. The next day, my mother drove up to retie my long hair, which had come loose from days of sweaty outdoor play. Rather than being appreciative of her driving up all this way just for me, I was angry and dejected. Why did any of the other boys have to have their mother come to the camp? Why me? As my mother hugged me, I began to cry. Like all 12-year-olds, my classmates had a sixth sense for embarrassing situations and gravitated to the scene. They found me, hair out, in tears. The next year, I asked my parents to cut my hair. Recognizing that I had become shy and insecure, they wanted me to become confident and successful, so they agreed. But they were far from thrilled. Growing up, my dad had been the only Sikh throughout his schooling days, when racism was more prevalent. Although he knew I'd been at the barber's, the day I came home short of my hair, he burst into tears. Back at school, though, things changed. I no longer felt different. I no longer had this weight of this bun on my head. I was so relieved. I made friends. Gone were the days of sitting alone. Now I had multiple groups to choose from. I entered high school with a new sense of vigor and excitement. I could sit with the soccer guys, or the math team guys, or even the classmates. I no longer felt like I wasn't a part of the group. They all accepted me. I started picking up on slang words like, "That's ratchet," or "What's up, dude?" because I thought it was normal. Finally, after years, things were going my way, and I was having the time of my life. I had finally found my voice, or so I thought. Booming with confidence, junior year, I joined the Future Business Leaders of America Club on our campus. Lured by the mighty name, I was excited and had a great time as a part of the club. I made some of my closest friends. At last April's conference in Sacramento, I woke up on the second day to nobody. My roommates had disappeared. That's odd. I checked the next room. Empty. Later, I found out that my entire group had visited the state capitol building. No one had thought to invite me. Frustration boiled through me. How could they do this to me? I thought we were friends. I felt my feelings of my elementary school days come rushing back to me. I was sad, alone, angry, rejected. I scrolled through my phone, looking, searching, begging for someone to talk to. And in that moment, I realized that I didn't have anyone. Sure, I had all these contacts, but I figured that my friendship with them was fake. I was so scared to tell any of them how I felt. I thought they would perceive me as someone different. I couldn't tell them my true feelings. I realized that I had created a fake me. What good were all these friends if I couldn't tell them what I wanted to tell them? I wanted to scream. I wanted to cry. But I did neither. Instead, I picked up a pen, grabbed a paper, and began to write. Writing gave me a platform to express myself. When I was talking to people, I was always finding some way to taint the truth, make myself appear better than I actually was. While writing, I was simply able to write the truth. No one would judge me, no one would stop being my friend, and so my journal became my best friend. Total honesty wasn't easy. Initially, I felt scared to reveal my thoughts, afraid that somehow, some way, someone would find out. However, day by day, page by page, line by line, I grew more comfortable. Slowly, over several months, I began to gain insights into myself. I realized that what I had perceived as rejection actually reflected my own shyness. I had always blamed everything on other people. Other people are just mean. My hair made me different. Back in second grade, all the little kids innocently feared Jamie and followed his instructions without question, which were always seemingly to disallow me from playing. He called me weird and different, so that's what I became. Besides, all you had to do was look at the bun on my head. However, as the years went along, I realized now that kids began to grow up and understand more. Had I not become this monster that I so feared, the kids may have realized that Jamie isn't God, and I am not that different, and they may have invited me back to their group. But that never happened, because I adopted the persona that they made me. I had become the monster. Self-reflection is vital. Journaling helps me realize that I can't expect other people to understand me until I understand myself. You can't expect someone else to know what you're feeling unless you tell them. Why had I been saying that's ratchet? I don't even know what that means. So whenever you want to scream, or whenever you want to cry, I encourage you to do neither, and instead, pick up a pen, pick up a paper, and begin to write. The journey awaits you, and the secrets you will uncover will shock you about your family, your friends, yourself. Funny thing is, that day in April, I was so scared that I hadn't simply called my group and asked them why they had gone without me. Truth is, I had overslept, and they were such kind and thoughtful friends that they didn't want me to be so tired for my competition the next day. So they didn't wake me. I had managed to convince myself that they just didn't like me. And I was too scared and didn't have the courage to ask them such a simple question. Why did you go without me? But it was a blessing in disguise, as it allowed me to find my confidence through writing. Ironically, I had found my voice in silence, in words. Today, I wouldn't simply ask them, where have you been? Or why did you go without me? I would come rushing over there as quick as I can, because our friendship has evolved. I have evolved. I have become a new person, and I have found myself and my personality. My journal tells me that I have my flaws. Sure, but we all do. It also tells me that I have my great traits, and you do too, and you do too, and you do too. That's right, every single one of you sitting in this room today have great qualities. It's up to you to discover them. I love my personality. I love myself. And every one of you should too. Hello, my name is Rajvir, and I have found my voice. Now go out and find yours.